This is the brand new DJI Mic Mini. But you already knew that because many of you called me out for using this in a recent Air 3S video, which you were right. I have been using this and I've been sort of sloppy with this release because it is a microphone and I rely so heavily on microphones when it comes to my day-to-day with my clients that I just didn't really think many people would catch on, but apparently you guys are good. Even though this was tucked under my shirt super discreetly, you still figured it out. And in my video today, we're going to be discussing my 30-day experience with the Mic Mini. Let's get started. Alrighty, so I've been using the DJI Mic Mini for the past 30 days. Now, many of you know I have Apex Imaging Media, which is my real estate media company. And I do probably 2 to 3 videos a day, and a lot of it is talking headshots with clients. So anything I could do to speed up that process or make things a little bit more discreet is game on for me. Also, when I do a review video, I like to test products how I'm actually going to use it. DJI does give a certain set of guidelines, which I do adhere to a certain extent, but I also like to throw caution to the wind and actually review this how I'm going to use it because I know most of my followers are in the real estate media industry as well. And they're probably as curious, like, how does this fit the workflow for a professional? Because there are some features missing from these microphones that if you are a professional, you may be concerned with. But anyways, let's dive into this bag and see what we get inside. So opening up this little satchel, it's actually a pretty nice little carrying case. I really do like that. I actually like this better than the Mic 2. I'm gonna set that off to the side. The only thing in there is the aux jack, which you can also stow in here as well. So you get a charging case. The charging case is very similar to that of the Mic 2. I actually have a Mic 2 charging case right here. And you can see they are very similar in design. Obviously, the Mini is just a bit smaller. Still get a USB-C port. You still get the indicators on the top side here that let you know the battery level of the charging case. Opening up the case, you are greeted with 2 transmitters and 1 receiver. Now, these transmitters are incredibly small. I mean, this is just super, super tiny. And if I just had to give you like a comparison of how small this is, I'm going to put a quarter in my hand and let you see the difference in size here. I mean, quite literally, this is the size of a quarter. That's how small it is. Now, it also comes with these nice little dead cats already pre-installed. You can, of course, take these off. I don't really recommend it because one thing missing on these microphones is an aux jack. If you're somebody that likes to have a lavalier installed additionally, you will not be able to install an additional lavalier on these microphones. And if I didn't make mention of it already, there is also no internal recording option as there's no storage internally on this microphone. And that goes without saying. It does not support 32-bit float either. So from a professional standpoint, if you're somebody that requires any form of redundancy, you may want to lean towards the DJI Mic 2 as it's going to offer internal recording and 32-bit float. Now I'm going to go ahead and just do a size comparison between all 3 of the DJI mics in the DJI ecosystem. So here we have all 3 of DJI's mics. We have the DJI Mic 1, the DJI Mic 2, and then the Mini. And you can see the massive size difference. Now, these 2 mics here support internal recording. You can also connect an additional lavalier, while this right here, the Mic Mini, you cannot. Now, there's a reason why you can't connect a lavalier. These are meant to be used on the go. They're meant to be running gun. They're meant to be super fast and super convenient. So I can totally understand why there isn't a lavalier port built into these. Not to mention the internal recording, it just doesn't make sense touting this as a beginner-friendly microphone that you can use with your phone, tablet, whatever you want, along with your camera as well. You still get that nice little handy microphone magnet, which I think this is probably what was a dead giveaway is how small this magnet actually was, or it's the fact that you just couldn't see it under the shirt. All right, so no internal recording, no 32-bit float. We do get 8 hours of battery life on one transmitter. If you combine that with the charging case, you get a combined 48 hours of battery life, which is pretty damn impressive. Now, with that said, we also get a brand new receiver here as well. And the receiver has no built-in screen on it. So the receiver is pretty much dumbed down, if I had to really say. It's just simplistic. You're meant to use the Mimo app if you were going to make any changes on the mics themselves. You do get a gain dial. It supports up to 5 levels. You can go +6, +12, 0, -6, and -12. Also, as of right now, there is no support for any hot shoe adapters on the Sony camera systems. Much like the Mic 2, you can use the hot shoe adapter, which in my opinion gives you much better audio quality than using an aux jack. Hopefully they will produce something for that in the future, because there is still an accessory port on the back side of here, which you can plug in accessories like a USB-C connector or a Lightning port if you want to connect this directly to your phone. If you connect it directly to your phone, you can control it with the Mimo app and make on-the-fly adjustments. I'm going to go ahead and just show you what the receiver looks like coming from the Mic 2 compared to the Mic Mini, and you can see they're similar in size. I mean, it's not too much different. Let me see if I can pull focus on this. It's not too much different. I mean, they are pretty similar. I do love having a capacitive touchscreen that I can just sort of swipe through and make on-the-fly changes to recording, gains, pairing. I mean, it's really super fantastic. But I understand with the Mic Mini, this is more of a budget-friendly beginner version. And the less knobs, wheels, and dials, the better off it's going to be to make sure your audio quality is as good as it possibly can be. All right, so what makes the Mic Mini so special, or why would you choose these over, let's say, the DJI Mic 2? Well, for starters, this has some very unique features, even though these are a budget-friendly mic. We have 2 different levels of active noise cancellation built into these microphones. You have a normal active noise cancellation, which is great for indoor scenarios, which I'll put up some demonstrations here shortly of that. And then you have one which is much more aggressive, which I like to use outside. And I found that the noise cancellation, the more aggressive noise cancellation, works great at canceling out prop noise from drones. So I can do synced up shots with my drone and do a pullback and get a really revealing and dynamic look to a video. So that is pretty cool. 2 levels of noise cancellation, which is a first for a DJI mic. Then, of course, we also get this active clipping control, which prevents the microphone from clipping in the event that somebody's speaking maybe louder than they should be, or you did not check your gains. This works great if you're using this with 2 people and you have one person that is just perpetually louder than the other. It actively prevents that volume from exceeding the level where it will actually, you can just hear the distortion. Very nice, very, very convenient, and it works incredibly well. I've been very, very happy with the audio quality coming out of these microphones. In homes that are vacant, where there's a lot of echo, they sound rich, they sound full. And outside where there's a lot of traffic, using that aggressive noise cancellation really has helped me with some of these clients. But I think most importantly, if you're buying these, you're really just buying them for the size. The fact that they are so discreet is pretty damn impressive. Like, just take an instance here. I'm going to go ahead and run this microphone up under my shirt, and you can see, you can barely see it. It's right here, but you can barely see the microphone. And I think that this, to me, is pretty much my favorite aspect of these mics. And if I use the DJI Mic 2 and try to do the same thing, this is where people were, I think, were able to pick it off. You can see the difference. It looks like I have a third nipple. It's not a third nipple. This is a microphone, but you can see the difference. I don't know. Looks like a third nipple, but you can sort of see the difference between the two. The reality is these are just far more discreet. And when you're working with clients that wear flowy dresses or flowery tops that are just sort of flowy, these work great. They don't weigh a lot, and I never hear any sort of noise rubbing around. I have thus far, since using these, I haven't had any issues with anything rubbing on the microphone. I'm going to go ahead and play some samples from clients that I've actually used these on, and you tell me what you think of the audio quality.
This property features a 20-stall center aisle barn with an indoor and outdoor arena. The main home is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom executive-style pool home with its own separate entrance.
If you're looking for a house within walking distance of Coffee Pot Park
and a 5-minute drive to downtown St. Pete,
we've got the house for you. So we have a super quick update on 203 34th.
plumbers are here. wrapping up before the final touches go in.
The electric meter was just released by the city to do. Once that's in, we'll be wrapping up some key electrical work.
One of the more exciting things this week is the kitchen backsplash is going in.
We're getting closer to our estimated completion date of December 2024.
And completed homes do not last long. Reach out to us if you want to schedule a showing.
Some of you knew this was detained by U.S. Customs after the Uyghur Act was me.
Only a 5-minute walk from the clubhouse. Welcome to Medley. This is not your grandma's 55-plus community. Featuring a state-of-the-art clubhouse with a heated pool, pickleball, tennis courts, bingo nights, cards, special events. Everything you could ask for is right here at Medley, located in the Mirada Lagoon community in San Antonio, Florida.
All right, so that was just a small sampling of clients that I've worked with. I wanted to really give you guys a good feel for different voices because men are different than women. Women are different than men as far as the voice, the tone, the inflection goes. So this will give you a good understanding of how these mics work with different types of voices. A microphone is not a one-size-fits-all, and it's really important to find a mic that can accommodate multiple types of voices to get the best result. And so far, while these are not touted as a professional microphone, for me and what I do, I don't require a ton of redundancy. As long as I know the audio is coming in clear, my main goal is to make sure I reduce the amount of noise coming into the mic and then also keep it as discreet as possible and be as fast as possible. And that is exactly what these mics do. I'm pretty sure these are going to also be probably one of the most budget-friendly mics. If you want the most up-to-date pricing, I'll have a link in the description below where you can check these out for yourself. Now, I do plan on doing a full head-to-head comparison where we test 5 different manufacturers of microphones in it's going to be like a blind test, and you're going to be the judge as to which mic is which. We're going to use the same camera. We're going to set all the settings the same so we can give you the most apples to apples comparison between 5 manufacturers. We're going to use DD, Rode, DJI, and I think we're going to use the Lark 2 and one other Rode microphone as well. So we're going to have 5 different microphones that we're going to test. These are all the big hitters. And that video will be coming out very soon. So if you're interested in that and you haven't made a decision on microphones yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for that. But there you go. That's my full thoughts and opinions on the DJI Mic Mini. I'm actually more excited about this release than I was a drone. And it's also nice that this one made it to me on time. I'll see you in the next video. As always, stay original.
Heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message on me, ain't no flexing on me, my attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check.